Hi, I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and this is the third leg of my row by row road trip for 2019. I'm starting at Grandma's Attic in Dallas, Oregon. And the shop is a bit of a drive for me, but it is totally worth it because they have so much vintage eye candy. Look at, I didn't know I needed a vintage clothes mangler, but apparently I do. And that pie pan is amazing. Look at their block for this year. Aren't those peas adorable? And if I had seen last year's block, I would have definitely made it to the shop to pick that one up because that is cute. They have lots of Sunbonnet Sue, lots of more traditional, this is your grandma's quilting, and this is the stuff I absolutely adore. There is eye candy just everywhere you glance. If you like the old Aunt Martha's hot iron transfers, I think they must have everything that is currently available. I know I found patterns here that I have not found anywhere else, and believe me, I spent a ridiculous amount of time stocking those patterns. They also have a lot of embroidery patterns that are unique to the store. A couple of years ago, I bought some of these vintage appliances and did a black and white quilt that is still one of my absolute favorite quilts I've made. The shop is just warm and welcoming, and I highly, highly encourage you to visit this one if you are into the traditional quilts that I love so much. Our second shop is the Quilt Purple Frog in Jefferson, Oregon. This one is a little further away from my normal route, but there's an ad for an awesome estate sale that weekend, so it let me go kill two birds with one stone. This shop has a more contemporary feel to it. They've got lots to look at. Sullivan's Floss, which I don't think I have seen at any of the other quilt shops in the area, although I know some of the needlework shops do carry it. More of a focus, I think, on solid, not solid, but reads as solid, tone-on-tone sort of fabrics and more modern quilts. It's a fun shop to visit. Really bright and cheerful. And take a look at their block for this year. It is absolutely adorable. I definitely think when and if I make my quilt, I do want to try to incorporate that frog. Look at that rickrack tongue. This is Willoughbys Quilts in Salem, Oregon, and this is absolutely the best smelling quilt shop I have ever been in, which is not a way I would have ever thought I would describe a quilt shop, but they sell coffee in addition to fabric, and they have this wonderful seating area. I don't know if you can see there the magazines they've got set out for customers to browse through. Lots of patterns that I had not seen anywhere else and that I am very tempted to go back and pick up. This is definitely a fun one, and they're a newer shop in the area. Their block just captures the spirit of the shop absolutely perfectly. It's another one that I want in my quilt. My last shop for this leg of the road trip was Paramount Sewing and Vacuum in Salem off of Northeast Lancaster. They share a parking lot with Craft Warehouse, who is not participating this year, and a fun little antique mall. That's where we bought my husband an antique bug sprayer for Father's Day one year. The focus of this shop is more on sewing machines and especially the fancy embroidery machines. They've got some gorgeous patterns that are almost enough to make me think that an embroidery machine would be fun to have. They also have AccuQuilt machines and dies. And looking at this wall is a reminder that I have a lot of dies I have not even used yet that I need to open up and start making quilts with because I really do enjoy using that machine. And there is a pattern for that little owl that I need to pull out soon. There will be a video when I do that. And here is their block for this year, which is a slice of Marionberry pie. If you're not familiar with Marionberries, they're an Oregon thing and very similar to blackberries. Thank you for joining me. I am Michelle with Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I think the next leg will be Eugene.